The street that I'm on is Broome Street in Diego Martin. And I want to film Broome Street behind La Puerta to compare it to Bayshore. Because the only difference between this residential community and Bayshore community is the value of the homes, how much money the people who live here have. The similarities between Broome Street, La Puerta and Bayshore is that a lot of people who live in the environs who want to get from west to east and east to west know that when there's a lot of traffic on the Diego Martin main road or the Diego Martin highway, you could dart down Broome Street as a little shortcut, as a little get through. That's the same thing between Bayshore and Broome Street. Because they're both shortcuts, they're both thoroughfares, they're both paid for and maintained by the government to whatever extent we could call this maintenance. The difference is, in Bayshore, the residents believe that they're entitled to theirs to not be a shortcut. We live in a country where crime is a reality. And if you're being chased by kidnappers dressed as police officers and soldiers, and you need to dart through a shortcut, you can't dart through Bayshore anymore. Because Bayshore put up gates to close their shortcut, even though the people who live in Bayshore use Broome Street as a shortcut to get through La Puerta and get past the Diego Martin traffic, which is a double standard. Now I am asking the Diego Martin Regional Corporation today, if the residents of Broome Street in La Puerta had put up gates to stop this, would those gates still be existing this morning? If the residents of Broome Street put up gates to stop this, because like Michael Patrick Aboud told me when I first raised the issue, that the people of Bayshore want their children to play in the street. And I agree. But do the people of Broome Street in La Puerta, aren't they entitled to the same thing for their children to play in the street? Look at this. There's a primary school in a residential area, in a back street with humps. Just like Bayshore, humps and residences. So are we content to live in a country where the needs of the people of Bayshore are more important than the needs of the people of Broome Street? Because I want to know if that is the Trinidad and Tobago we woke up in today. Because I want to know if Ada Aboud Polony, Lindsay Gillette, and the rest of the management committee of Bayshore, who have seized control of the Bayshore community, who have put up gates on a public thoroughfare, on an emergency route, on a back street, on a shortcut, if Lindsay Gillette and Ada Aboud Polony will be allowed, because Ada Aboud Polony is responding to text messages from people who were conned into buying remote controls for gates that the Diego Martin Regional Corporation said were illegally erected. And my question to the Diego Martin Regional Corporation today is, why are those gates still there? Why is Ada Aboud Polony able to respond to texts and say that the gates will be operational in the very near future? And if that is the case, can we then allow Broome Street to erect gates of their own? Can we then allow every residential community to stop their communities being used as shortcuts, to create an environment for their children, regardless of creed, race, or class, to play in the streets? Are we going to say that Trinidad is now going to be a nation of gated communities where you are only allowed to drive on the main roads? Because if the Diego Martin Regional Corporation allows Bayshore to close their community, I will sponsor the gates for Broome Street in La Puerta myself. Because the people who use this as a shortcut, rightly so, do so because our country is mismanaged and traffic is a symptom of that mismanagement. But the solution is not isolation and segregation. The solution is proper national management from a real government that could work and do the job, not this nonsense. So today, I'm calling on Trinidad and Tobago to twin Broome Street, La Puerta with Bayshore. 5 minutes walk down the road in that direction. Twin these two communities and say to the government and the local government, what is good for Bayshore better be good for Broome Street, La Puerta too.